Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of TerraTech. And on tonight's episode, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be working in the R&D, and we're going to be building something that you guys might be able to tell exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a spaceship, and it's going to be one of those tower bases that we were seeing before. That idea really kind of stuck in my head, and I was like, what could we do not only to make it work, right? Which we kind of actually got the basics done when we built one of ourselves in the game, but I wanted to add a little bit of flair to it. That's something you don't really see all that often anymore. Like for cars, example, they all look the exact same. They do what they need to do, but there's not a whole lot of flair to them. So I wanted to throw some, just a little bit of looks in the category, and I figured, why not a spaceship, right? It's going to have the big pillar down the middle, which now I can make even thicker because, it's going to be, the body of a spaceship, almost one that works in just space alone. And it's going to have the batteries in the center. As you can see right there, I put the Geocore batteries down the pack, or Geocore pack, I should say, down the center of it. And then around the edges, I put some of the regular batteries, just, to kind of give it that extra oomph so that it can charge up any size bot really, really quickly. And of course, you can make this shaft as long as you absolutely want to, but it can spin. So I put it on one of those rotating anchor ones, and you can see you get a little bit of lag, but that's mainly because I've been working on this for a while now, and you can see all the pieces underneath it that, trial and error, trying to get this outside ring to actually look like a circle, because it's not as easy as it may look. When you look at it, this took about, I would say about 3 hours to make this outside edge. I kept doing it and knocking it down and doing it again and knocking it down until I finally got what looks as center as possible. Now, if you want, you can stop the video. You can look at exactly how many numbers are going down the edges if you want to recreate this yourself. I will be uploading this to Twitch as well, so you can always just grab it from there and put it in your game if you want to. But yeah, this is the very, very first layer, the very first ring, which means this is going to be a very long spaceship, just for the fact that I want at least 5 layers to this so we can do all the stuff that we want to do to it, such as, each layer is going to have different size fabricators. Maybe. I'm actually, as now I'm thinking about it, the size of this thing and the fact that it goes off in every direction means we could possibly change the way it works over here on the center so that each one of these things is a different size when it comes to the fabricator. So we could have 4 different sections on this spot right here, just on this one layer alone, and each one of those could be a different size. So that could be a thing that we work on in the future. Again, it's kind of just, this is going to be the basics. I'm putting the thing together so that it works, and then from then on, we can put whatever we want in the center. I was even thinking about right here on the outside of the blocks, putting some more of these white blocks, and eventually creating some kind of maybe a circular design on the outside so it looks like it's covered by some sort of material, kind of like you'd almost see in space. And then of course that would give you the option of putting weapons on it, so something along the lines of this along the outside edge, maybe even going so far as to go this direction right here, so that we could get this kind of design. That was not where I want it. But yeah, almost to the point where we can get this kind of design right here. And this would give you the ability to have some really, really cool, weapons on here. You could, of course, throw, I don't know why you'd want to put stud lasers on here, because they're not going to be able to reach anything at this height, I would imagine. I have never seen a bot this big, but of course you could throw stud lasers right here on the front of it, right here on this one row. And then on the top rows, you could put like the venture fire rifles that will automatically aim at enemies, even down here on the bottom underneath it. And then on this row right here and this row up here, you could throw whatever you wanted, like Uzis, big fire cannons. I mean, this thing could just be so outfitted with weapons that it would be ridiculous. In fact, let's keep going with this design right here and see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, I'll just take it down. But I've done that so many times already. It's not going to hurt me to spend another hour or so kind of messing around with the idea, the design to this. Let's actually go that route, because I don't want to show any of the stuff underneath. Now this is going to make it incredibly heavy, but when it comes to something that's going to be staying right where it's at, that's not even an issue. Like that's not even a concern. So This can be as heavy as you want it to be. Put as many blocks as you see fit and make it as strong as you want. Now, I'm using the colored blocks here, the white ones, but you know, you could of course use the gray ones if that's the look you want to go with. You could even go so far as to use some of the other ones in here, the you know, like the black and the pink and the purple. Like, you could really make this as unique as you want it to. And that's the beauty about this game. That's one of the things that I just, you know, absolutely love when it comes to building stuff on here is it really is your imagination. You're like, where do you want to go with it? That's where you go with it, right? There's no rules or, you know, limitations really when it comes to your imagination on here. There is rules and limitations to bots that actually have to move, but that's a whole nother, you know, ball of wax right there. That gets into, you know, more of like gravity and you know, aerodynamics and stuff like that, which eventually will be coming more and more into play when they do a little bit more with the airplanes, because I know they said they wanted to do a lot more with those. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out when they actually start integrating more of that. But some of you guys may not want to watch the episode where I just kind of build stuff. Other ones, you definitely love those, and you ask for more and more of them. I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of what we were doing because, like I said, I have been sitting here for... I thought this was going to be, you know, like I come in here and do, you know, 30 minutes or something, and I'd have like a decent size to show you guys, and I'd do like a little update every so often. But considering how long it's taking, I think I probably will only get to do like one episode tonight of us building. So it's either that or you guys have to wait like 2 days for an update where this thing is finished. I hope it doesn't take that long. Now that I've done, you know, a couple of sections, I think it's going a little bit faster. I can actually just copy and paste. Kinda. I mean, I have to build the whole thing myself, but the idea, the layout, I can just look at what's working over here on this end and reproduce it over there on the other end, and it should work just fine. But there's no guarantees to that. So yeah, we're gonna try our best to get this first layer done here pretty soon. And then, like I said, on the bottom though, I had a pretty cool idea. Like I like themes to my worlds. And like I said, we tried like the toy box theme and maybe like a holiday theme with like pumpkins and stuff like that. So the next holiday coming up, I'll definitely be creating something for that holiday. Let's see, do I need to put ones in the center? I don't think I do over here on the side. No, that looks fine, right? Yeah, that looks fine. All right, so let's start putting the ones here in the center. But yeah, for the next holiday one, I'll be doing themes for that one. But, you know, in honor of the fact that they launched a satellite into space and it went to the planet they wanted it to go to, and it's rotating around it right now and taking pictures and doing all sorts of stuff. Any of you guys that are, you know, into space will know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, for that, I figured, you know, why not do some kind of space theme, you know, like do something in honor of that. And this is mine, you know, got me thinking on space subject. And then with the advent of that whole idea of building a base up here, I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about. You can see almost like a 2001 Space Odyssey or 2010. It has that kind of feel to it. And if you did that all the way around to all 4 sections, wow, that's a lot of lag right there. But you can see, let's actually take a picture of this and save it as Space Station here. Space Station. There we go. Save it as Space Station. And then when I exit out real quick, do I want to tweet that? Not right now. It's not done yet. Yeah, when I exit out, let's see, restart R&D, load from tech. Where's my space station? It should get rid of all those pieces down there. I'm hoping it doesn't put me right back in the middle of the town, you know, where all the pieces are, because I don't really want to be over there right now. That's going to cause a lot more lag. But we'll find out here in a second. I probably will, though, to be honest. I wish it would spawn me out here where I want it. And we're going to put lights on this sucker. It's going to look really, really cool when it's done. Yep, this spawned me right back over here. So even more lag than I had before. That was a very, very bad idea. And now I have to contend with the fact that when I'm moving things around, I might be clicking on the stuff underneath here. I wish I could move this thing so much. But you can't. You really, really can't do that. I mean, if I put wheels on here and remove the anchor block, there is no way for me to re-anchor this to the ground as far as I know. That's something they talked about doing, but they never quite finished it, so maybe one day in the future. But as far as the weapons go, you can see right here, it's almost limitless possibilities on what you can put up here. But I would really suggest the Venture Hire, or what, I can't even speak right now, the Venture Hailfire Rifles is what I would put up here, just because they auto-aim, and when you're going to have so many things, you know, smaller than you, you're really going to want these things to be able to aim down at the targets. Now, you could also put them underneath here. If we get this pointed the right way, there we go. Is that the right way? It's pointing straight. Oh, no, it's on the wrong part. There we go. All right, so we can put it like that. Oh, no. Okay, it's still putting the gun down. I wanted to pick that one up. I thought the whole thing was going to come collapsing down on itself, and I'm like, no, I don't want that to happen. All right, so you'd be able to do something like that all the way around the rim, as many of them as you wanted to, or as many as your computer could handle. And then up here on this ledge, as I was saying before, you could go with more of these, you know, Hailfire rifles, or you could go with something a little bit bigger, such as the big cannons. Man, pretty much anything you wanted to put up here. Where are the big cannons? Come on. Big cannons, man. No? Alright, let's go to weapons. There we go, the megaton ones. Change the direction, and you could put them up here, and it could be just one row after another row after another row of these things. Even on the bottom, you could do that. I don't know if these will auto-target to the you know, the mobs when they're underneath like this. I know they will semi-auto target enemies when they're on bots, but this would be a complete unknown to me how they work down here. It'd be interesting to find out. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out if that is actually a thing or not, if it will auto target those. Only way to really do that would be to take it into the real world and kind of, you know, throw it in there and see if that works. Now this bot, or this station, would be a fortune to be able to actually purchase. The only reason I did it in here and not in the game, I have tons and tons of base pieces, so I really wanted to do it in the game. Besides getting attacked, which I'm glad I did it in here, because now that I'm like working on all this stuff, I would have gotten attacked so many times, it would have been ridiculous. But besides doing that, I can never find any of these colored blocks. I know that they've put the missions in the game so that you can do the you know, the Geocore and the GSO and the Venture. You can get access to all the pieces as you progress through the story. But from what I've seen, they've taken out, or at least I've never seen any since we started again, the little gray blocks that used to have things floating above them. And that was one of the few ways you could find some of these color blocks right over here. They would actually look exactly like this in the game, just kind of floating around here and there on the map. And you would find it, you'd grab it, and now you'd have access to that block, so you could purchase them or do other things. I have not seen that anymore. So these pieces, I don't know how you're going to find them. They're not really part of a corporation. They're just kind of like extra pieces that are there for, I'm guessing, just flair, right? I mean, color is the only thing these offer. They don't offer any extra protection. They're not stronger than the Geocore. I think they're right around the same as the GSO, but I could be mistaken on that. They might be weaker. They might be a little tougher. I think they're equal too, actually. I think they're just a copy of that block, just with a different texture on it. So, yeah, those are going to be difficult to find. And then, of course, you know, there's just, I don't know. I don't know where to find those on the map. I really wanted to use the white ones for the fact that it was going to look more like a spaceship. And I am going to, as you can see right here in the corners, there is some like armor pieces, so it kind of rounds it out a little bit more. I do want to kind of come in here and add some, you know, texture to it as far as little pieces here and there. So you have like these pod caps that can be thrown on there. The AI modules can be thrown on there. You have different things that can be thrown onto the outside, including like the armor plating. Armor plating would be really, really cool to kind of just throw here and there on the bot. Did I pass the armor plating? I think I might have. Yeah, right here. So we could throw like this piece just random right there on one of the little things, just to kind of add a different look to it. You got these armor plates that you could throw onto different places like that, you know, to kind of add a different look to it. Of course, that one's a little bit too big, but you guys get the idea. I was going to save that until the very, very end before, you know, we start throwing pieces, because I need to know where all the stuff is going to go first. We're also going to have a line of, where are they at? The conveyor belts here. Did I pass the conveyor belts again? I think I might have. Really? All blocks, conveyor belts, where are you at? Okay, here we go. So yeah, I was going to add a line of conveyor belts going up this little line right here, or maybe on the other side going up that little line. You can see I did leave a small spot open right here underneath that, and that is for the AI module. The reason I took the AI module out, so if you guys create one like this, you might want to have to do the same thing, is if you put the AI module into this little guy, so he'll actually work like you want him to, so he'll fire and move around, he will move around on his own when you're not selecting him. So I had a little bot down here on the bottom, right about here, that I was using to kind of zoom into the stuff here on the bottom of it. And when I took control of that little guy, he would take control of this, you know, giant bot here. And yeah, he would just spin around in circles again and again and again. I'm like, just stay still. And he wouldn't do it. So I had to take him out. So I left a little space so I could throw him back in there. But yeah, it's so cool, the different things you can do with this. And I was thinking as well, I want to put, you know, for no other reason than the fact that it would look cool, some kind of fuel tanks on the outside. So my idea behind this is to use, where are they at? Those venture brackets like these right here. And I'm sure I'm going to use the long ones or some of the smaller ones. I guess maybe the long one would be better. It'd give you more of that reach on there. So I figured something along the lines of doing that right there. And then, you know, throwing some of the different colored ones on there. Maybe silver or gray might be a good, you know, color to go with, because it's going to be one of those throwaway rocket boosters. But we could try different colors. If you guys have any ideas on what you might want to see on that one, definitely let me know. So something along the lines of this right here. Let me see if I can get it going real quick here for you guys so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. Actually, no, that's not what I want. I want something more along the lines of this. And of course, you can throw boosters down on the bottom of it. Like, there's actually boosters in the game, so you can really make this thing look like a rocket and have all that you know, flare that I was talking about go with this. So let's go ahead and unselect that. We'll move all these blocks over just one. That way, it's more of a you know, like a cross almost. But that gives it that three-dimensional look in a squarish kite shape. Now, there is more, you know, designs that you can do with this to make it a little bit smoother. You can, of course, add those, you know, corner pieces of the armors that I was talking about before that I used on mine. Let's see, we need one more down there on the bottom, so let's go ahead and put that. This is why I wanted to build it out there and not in here, so I could see all the way around it without having all these pieces in the way. Now, let's see, we need rocket boosters. I'm thinking the Venture rocket booster, but there's probably other ones we could put on here if I could find them. Where are they at? The big one, I think that's too big for this. Like, I would save that for the main, you know, part of the rocket and not for down here. What is this? 0G plate? No, we don't want that. We actually want that small one. Not this one. That's a cool one we could throw on there for sure if we really wanted to. I'm thinking of the other one that goes right on the back plate. I thought that was Venture, but maybe it's not. Let's see, where is it? Did I miss it the first time around? I think I might have. I know it's in here. I know they use it. And it's still in the game because I have it on my bot right now. Really? Alright, let's zoom out a little bit. We'll see if it's over here on the side since I don't see it in there. Could swore it was over here in Venture. Did they take it out? They might have, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I know it's on my bot, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's in here with the R&D. If they, you know, it's kind of like a remnant left over from another time. Let's see, is it over here maybe? I know I'm missing it. It's just, dang it, why can't I find that one? Huh. I don't see it. Really? You're going to be difficult on me, huh? I know somebody's screaming at the screen right now saying, there it is, you're missing it, you're missing, because you guys know which one I'm talking about. So one that fits right on the back, and it throws a little booster, little fuel right out of its nozzle, the flame. Yeah, I don't see it. I really don't, guys. I'm not doing this on purpose. That would have been really cool to use that one. Why isn't it in here? That is mind-boggling. Why would they take that one out? I like that one quite a bit. That sucks. Really kind of messed up my design right there. I guess I could go with the other fuel tanks? Or the other boosters? Yeah, I guess I could go with the other boosters, which I guess we're going to have to. It's not like we have much of a choice on that one. Let's go down, see if I could find them again. And I guess we could throw the... What are those hover pad things down on the bottom for just looks? Yeah, I guess we could do the hover pads down the bottom, but which ones? Oh, here they are right here. The Venture Little Stud Pulse Boosters. Huh. I wonder why I didn't see them before. Well, that's all right. At least we have them. I'm not going to, be too upset about it. Let's get those on there and see if we can get them over here. I might have to create another little bot here so you guys can see a more up-close personal view of what it's going to look like down here if I can ever get that on there. There we go. I think that's all 4 sides. Yeah, that's all 4 sides right there. And then if you guys want to go that extra step, definitely go ahead and throw on maybe a few of these boosters right here on the back end of it. Nope, that is not the direction we want. Let's go ahead and change that up real quick, guys. I do apologize. Let's see if we can get that in there the way we want it to be. Right there. Okay, so yeah, we got extra boosters right there. I don't know if I like the way that looks, to be honest. I think that's a little bit too much. Yeah, too many fingers in that pot right there. I think less is more when you're going with this little design. And then at the very top, what I figured we could do is, where are they at? I don't think it's Venture that has the flat top. I think it's GSO that has those round pieces for the front of your bot, like super round, because I know Venture does have them, but I wanted something very, very smooth, almost like the cone of a rocket to be on the tip of that, like this one right here. And I figured if we can get it up here in the right way, what we might have to do is actually throw on a few of these pieces right here on the center of it for it to attach to. Let's do that and see if we can attach it. Yeah, it's going up. We want it to go down. Let's go ahead and put that down. When you're trying to actually place it for the very first time, it's very transparent. Almost too much so, because it's very hard to see where it's supposed to go and where it's actually going to be. I don't like the directions it's giving me. Up, sideways. So you won't go up completely, huh? I was hoping this would stand straight up for us. That might actually not be a thing. I don't know if it will give us that direction that we're looking for. Yeah, I don't think it will. That really sucks. That was going to be my nose cone of my ship right there, and that is not going to work. It could. It definitely could be a thing, but they're not giving us that direction in here. I wonder why they would take that out. Like, you would think they would have to make more work for themselves to create a piece that can only go in one direction or another. I don't like that too much. That sucks. If we had put this on its side, we could definitely get that look, but yeah, the way it stands right now, we're not going to be able to use that. What could we do to fix? I guess we could go the old-fashioned way and create one ourselves using these GSO corner blocks, and that could be something we use. Let me see if I can get a little closer so I can see where this is going. I am going to change that up here. Maybe not go so high up as we were doing before, if I can get this to fit in there just right. Nope, that is not in there the way I want it. Actually, let's take these blocks off. And maybe standing this thing up will be the ideal solution to that. Yeah, see, like right there, that's probably not too bad if we put it on the right side. Like right there, maybe? We might have to play around with that for a minute. Let's see if we can get another one over here on this corner piece and see if we can get that in there. I think that's going the wrong way too. I think they're all going a little bit off to the side. So let's move this one over here. If it keeps the same direction, that will be good. Move that one not right there. How about right? And it changed direction again. You're just kind of trolling me, aren't you? How about that way? I don't know. That doesn't it doesn't really look like it's doing what we want it to do. Can you put it here in the corner piece maybe? Like that? Well, it does have a unique look to it, but not like it's not exactly a triangle piece. Like it seems to be leaning to one side or the other, so I don't think that's gonna work either. Maybe just go with these pieces doing its thing, trying to create a flat piece right here. Let's change the direction. We'll put them down first because, like I said, it's really, really difficult to see at this height. And then, of course, being them transparent, it makes it even more difficult. Let's go ahead and put this one down over here, right there. And then we have this one we need to get right. No, that is not the right direction. I don't think this is going to look as good as I thought it was. I mean, I don't think that's going to look bad. And we could definitely put a piece down right there and then throw like an armor plating piece right on top. Oh, that's a dual armor plate. Actually, we don't want that. That's a large one. Let's go with the small one right there on top. And that covers it up. That definitely creates that kind of design that we're looking for. If we could cover up the corner pieces, maybe with these right here that we were looking at before. Where did that go? Did that go on there? No, it didn't. Let's put them in there anyways. Oh, you know what? We can't put it in there. You can't connect pieces to these half like slabs right there. That's unfortunate, but that is the way it's going to be right there. So not too bad. It's definitely kind of cool. You can see right there, if you put one on each side, on each one of the, you could have up to 4, or just do 2, I think might look kind of cool. And then, you know, leave the other 2 sides open. But yeah, you can see it spins around. Holy crap. That is a lot of lag, guys. Man, you imagine this in the actual game with this many pieces? I don't know if it could handle it. I don't think it would be capable of doing it just yet. There's so many pieces to this bot, and it's not even done. This is like 1/3, 1/5 of where it's going to be maybe in the future. So yeah, massive, massive in size. But we're going to build it, and at maybe some point down the road, the game will be able to handle it, or at least the computer I'm using will be able to handle it. Although this is a beast of a computer, so it should be able to run it just fine. What else do we have that we could put on there? Nose cone on the top is going to be something similar to this design that we just built right there. It has to be. There's really no other choice on that one, but it's going to be a little bit bigger in size and scope because of it. Now, as far as weapons go, man, so many things you could do with this. The lights, though, I think I really wish R&D allowed you to do a few things, one of which I would like to be able to select a section and copy and then paste it. So that if you have a design like this, I could just copy, you know, the pieces over here on this side and then this side, and all the stuff in between I could just paste over here and then over there. That way when you're building something like this, a little bit easier. In fact, I could copy the entire circle, you know, this entire section right here, and just paste it so we have section after section after section. It would save me so much time. So that would be really, really cool to have that. The second thing I would like to have is if you could just turn it to nighttime. Like, I know I'm probably asking for a lot, but I can't really see how the lights are going to affect it in here unless I can see what it's going to look like at night. And, you know, when you're in the game, you have to sit there and wait for it to be nighttime, and you only get so much nighttime to kind of mess around with the lights. So the R&D department would be the perfect place to be able to, like, flip a switch and say, go nighttime, or go be daytime. That way you could create things specifically made for either or they look good in both. So yeah, that's going to be kind of important for me once we can actually buy this in the game, because so much you could do with the lights. Like, for example, I was thinking of putting some of like these storm lanterns right here on the underside of this bot right here, and it's going to magnify the light because these things are incredibly powerful. I put them out there on my bot before, and it just kind of made the bottom of my bot look like sunshine, so much so that I couldn't even look at it because I put too many of them on there. So if I put like 2 in here, they're going to reflect off of this bot right here, this you know, spaceship that we got, which may be a little bit too small for the boosters, or maybe it's a little bit too big. I don't know. We'll have to kind of play around with that, but it's going to reflect off of that, off of the backside of this, and back into the white. And that white is definitely going to reflect a lot of light. So that's going to be kind of cool. The only downside is these are just pure white beams of light. Whereas if you want some color, you're going to need to go with something like the Geocore Hazard Light, which I definitely kind of wanted to use at some point. Maybe even throw on top of the spaceship right here. If we get rid of that plate, although I really like the way that plate looks, we could throw on like the little hazard light right there, and you get a different look for it. I don't know if I like that look right there. That yeah, it's not bad. It's really not. It gives you that little cone on there, and most of the spaceships out there do have, or even airplanes do have, a little hazard light on there to make sure that you're not doing anything you're not supposed to, you're running into them in the middle of the night. You also have the Venture Burn LED, which would give you a different look as well. Maybe even more so of a, because this one just turns. If you're going to do a hazard light, I would almost go with this one, just because it's going to give you that constant beam of light coming out of the top. I actually kind of like that look of that a little bit better. It blends in a little bit more, it's flat, and then it pops out just a tiny bit. So it's not, overly, noticeable. So that's actually kind of cool. I like that. And then, on the bottom side, maybe getting rid of the middle booster and going with something that just gives off like this red hue, almost like the boosters are always hot, like they've just been burned, like they just have gone off. Is, like I said, there's so many things you could do with the lights to kind of magnify the different things that you put in here, that it would really kind of give this thing a whole look of its own. And because we put this little ledge of blocks on here, on the bottom of it, you could put lights down there to kind of shoot downwards or maybe back in on itself. So if you don't want to light it up from the inside, so the lights are right here on the main pillar, somewhere in here, you could light it up from the outside ring to shine back in on itself. So it would give it that, almost like if you see cars that have like neon lights underneath it, they're shining down at the road, which then reflect back, and that's kind of what you're doing on here. So just so many ideas that I'm not really going to get to play around with in here because you can't see the lights. So I'm kind of, disappointed about that. But now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if we should keep that rocket gray. It just doesn't quite fit. Like maybe a different color. What colors could we use? Maybe throw a pumpkin on there just for extra looks. Where are my colored blocks? Where are we going? Here we go. Okay, so we have so many different ones to pick from. Black might be good. I think it would be too dark, though. I think that would be too much of a dark color to fit in here with all the white ones. I don't know. Like pink, maybe. Magenta might be kind of cool. Or blue, something unique, something you never really see, NASA paint. I don't want to go with white. White definitely seems like that's probably what it would be. But maybe a flesh tone or... one of these flesh tones right here, an off-white, could give it that unique look to show that it's not part of the main structure that's probably going to detach at some point. But, yeah, this is going to be something we play around with. I think the next one I'll build on the other side will be a different color. And if you guys have ideas on which ones you'd prefer to see, definitely leave that in the comments. I'm going to be building a little bit more on this one tonight. But I think after this, we'll probably call it for the day. And then we'll get back into the game on the next episode. And then somewhere down the road, we'll come back and finish this one up because this one's going to take a while. A long, long, long while to get. But when it's finally done, I think it's going to be really, really cool. So I'm taking your suggestions. I want to know what you want to see on it. Do you want it to have weapons all the way around? Do you like this little ring on it? Or did you think it looked better with just the little pieces out here, the conveyor belts? And these conveyor belts are incredibly weak. So a couple shots and the whole thing will come collapsing down. So it might be a good idea to have this on the outside just for extra protection, at least if you're in a dangerous area. But that's going to be completely up to you guys. As always, I'm AC Gamer, and I will definitely catch you all next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.